we actually did over 10 billion views in the year 2023. So our strategy and what I'm talking about with you today is actually very, very effective. So you grow your attention organically, you're gonna be able to also grow more. You're gonna have more income and more opportunities. Why? Because you have more attention. Failure doesn't really exist. What does exist is no persistence, giving up, quitting on the game. That is what actually exists. Hey, this is Manuel Suarez with Manuel Suarez Marketing, and this is episode number 9. In this episode, I want to talk to you about the $100 million a year roadmap with social media. Social media is an opportunity. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Google, all these platforms are attention-grabbing opportunities. And my job is to show you how you can leverage these platforms to help you get attention without having to break bank. And that's exactly what we have done. Let's go. I did a presentation to our executive teams at the beginning of the year 2024, so I can show them what we had accomplished in the year 2023, the previous year, with the world of social media, opportunity dissemination, content distribution, and so on. This particular graph that I'm showing you right here is the total followers that we have for our brand. Our brand basically is 3 separate brands that all feed the same exact company, but we have a combination of followers between my father's personal brand, Frank Suarez, NaturalSlim as a brand, and then our educational brand called Metabolismo TV, which stands for Metabolism TV. The whole focus is weight loss, energy, metabolism in general, and everything that has to do with that particular subject. My father did create 2,400 episodes, and with that content, we make thousands of publications every single month across social media channels, all organically. You're gonna see exactly what we do. Even though we haven't had new content coming up in the last 3 years, what do we do to make this content really take off and go international and basically feed our main company, which is called NaturalSlim, across 9 different countries? So what we did, for example, follower-wise, in the year 2021, we had 16 million followers, followed by 2022, 19 million followers. In the year 2023, we exploded, and we got almost 33 million followers now in the world of social media. If you look at this book right here, Marketing Magic, I talk about how I produced 7 billion views, 50 million social media followers, and $250 million in yearly revenue without paid advertising. Well, I have to update that because right now we are doing somewhere around 10 billion views a year. This 3 brands that I talked about right now, we did 2.4 billion views in the year 2023 alone. So our strategy and what I'm talking about with you today is actually very, very effective. So pay attention because this is a formula for you to succeed in the social media game. Not only did we grow quite a bit, which was obviously incredible when you look at from 19 to 32.5 million followers from one year to the next. And then when we look at the views, we went from 800 million in 1 year to 2.4 billion views. That is massive exponential growth. That's incredible. So the organic opportunity to reach audiences is still very much at play. It is very important today to have an organic content strategy. And if your content is good and valuable, it will help a lot of people and it will help you get attention. And when you get attention, you know what happens? You can get revenue. And that's something that we actually get to prove every year. Like this is a reach statistic, how many accounts we reach. We got 6 billion accounts reached. But I want to show you this particular graph to show you the perspective of what does it really mean to generate a lot of following, a lot of attention, a lot of views. What does that do to your bottom line? You can see right here that they actually match. The gross income of an organization is going to be almost exactly the global following, the global views, the global accounts being reached. It actually is amazing how similar these 2 graphs are. So you grow your attention organically, you're gonna be able to also grow more. You're gonna have more income and more opportunities. Why? Because you have more attention. So what is the roadmap for us on social media? What does that look like? In my book, Marketing Magic, which I highly recommend that you take a look at it and buy a copy. It is in Spanish and in English. You can find it on Amazon by searching for Marketing Magic. In this book, I talk about this particular formula over here. I called it the primary content strategy. You have a person that has great content. Let's say yourself. Myself, I have great information that hopefully is helping you right now in the subject of marketing. From this information, you create something called primary content. These are 4-minute videos, 10-minute videos, you don't have to worry about how long they are. You have to worry about how valuable they are. They have to have a beginning, value, and they have to have an end. When you think about the value of your content, you have to think about how much better is that person going to be able to accomplish the particular product that you are teaching in that particular video. If you did that well, you're gonna have value. If you have value, it will grow with time. It is just one of those certainties of life. You're gonna eventually catch fire. Your content will take off. Some of us are more natural with our content. By some of us, I mean people that I've serviced, like my great friend and client, Dr. Berg. He is a superstar. He's a unicorn in the content game. My father was a content unicorn. He was special. He was unique. His content takes off. Wherever you put it, it does take off. So there's some of us that are gonna have more skill than some other people. And when you have a lot of skill and a lot of great ability to communicate, your content will take off faster than the rest. But no matter what, remember this: failure doesn't really exist. What does exist is no persistence. Giving up, quitting on the game. That is what actually exists, right? Which is the lack of persistence and your ability to follow through in a particular area. The primary content game of putting content out there, it is a long game. It is not an overnight game. If you want to do this for a couple of months and see what happens, don't even start. You're going to do this because you're going to do this long term. You want to build a legacy like myself. I am not going to stop. This is episode number 9. At some point, we're going to end up having thousands. If you think about my father created 2,400 videos. Dr. Berg has thousands of videos. I'm going to create thousands of these videos. And I have built a company on the back of my content, webinars, seminars, education, nonstop doing this for a long time. And I am here talking to you now about the importance of doing this long term. So here's what we do in the social media content game. You create videos that have a beginning and have an end, that have value, that have impact, that have inspiration, education, and show people a roadmap for them to accomplish something. And by doing that, you have this never-ending stream of content that now you can have a team of people creating content from it. This is done by the content creator. This is done by your team. And I can tell you very quickly what it is composed of. You have the content creator, and then you have the content miner that is going to find content that is valuable from that particular piece of content. And then you have the editors and the graphic designers and the copywriters and so on that keep on creating this world of content around it. Quote cards, clips for Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels and YouTube Shorts and LinkedIn videos. All of it is born from this primary content. Audio podcasts, some of the best podcasts in this world have been born without ever having to do a podcast. Case in point, Dr. Berg. I created his podcast 6 years ago. He has never made a podcast in his life. It is one of the most popular podcasts on planet Earth. He has never done a podcast before. How is that possible? We take his audio and we upload it as a podcast. Same thing with my father. And then you have the long form videos that could also go on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So when you're looking at the team of people that you need to be able to put together this particular line, you need a content unicorn, as I like to call it. Who is your content creator? Is it you? Is it somebody else? Who's the one that's passionate and likes to be in front of the camera and wants the attention and wants to communicate to a camera nonstop? You got to figure that out. You got to name that person. Hopefully it is yourself, because you are the right person for this. But if you're not comfortable doing that, get yourself a partner, hire somebody. You're going to have to pay them really well if you think they're going to be good, and then just have that person become a content unicorn. From that content unicorn is what we call the primary content gets born, right? You're gonna have like videos that are 4 minutes up to 30 minutes. It doesn't matter. If they're long and they're good, that's fine, because that content is gonna keep on living forever. People today are finding my content to sign up for my marketing services that I created 6 years ago. People today are finding my father's content that he created 12 years ago to sign up for our supplement company and our weight loss services. So people are gonna keep on finding you forever because of that content that is being created on your social media platforms, and it's being posted every single day. So that's incredibly powerful and incredibly valuable. So you can see right here. And then you have like this line of people. What are these people doing right here? Well, there's a bunch of them, but you have a content miner. That person is looking at the content that comes in from the unicorn and finding clips and quotes and things that are valuable for your social media. And then you have somebody that is an editor, and they are a video editor. And they're taking your content and they're creating 60-second clips, 90-second clips, short form content, and all that good stuff. And then you have a copywriter. That copywriter is a person that is going to take your primary content and turn it into content that can be published on social media with great attention-grabbing headlines and call to actions and hooks to bring people in to watch that video, and even to send out emails and text messages to people so they can come and watch that video. And then you even have like schedulers. What do? They take whatever is being produced over here and they schedule across Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and so on. And then you have somebody like a community manager. This is the community manager. This is the person that is managing the engagement on social media platforms. And they are, in many, many instances, able to see comments that are coming in, and they're able to feed those comments to the unicorn. So you can get more inspiration as to the type of communication that is being well received and the type of content that you should be creating, and then get people's questions answered. That person is important too. And then you want to have even a data analyst. That particular person is a person that is looking at the data that's happening on your social media and what's performing better and what's not performing, and then you're able to get that data fed to you so you can create more of that content that is actually doing well. So that is a data analyst right there. So you want to make sure that you have a team of people that are helping you do this. We actually have a big team of people. We have moderators at this point with 33 million followers. We have like community managers over here, like 25, 2 data analysts. We have somewhere around 4 schedulers because we publish 3,000 times a month. All organic. These are organic followers. I am not paying to grow our followers. The real way to grow on social media is organically. And you keep on doing it until you crack the code. Some videos go viral, some videos don't. But if you're consistent, you're gonna eventually win the game. And if it is actually valuable. I have 2 copywriters, 2 of them. I have editors, maybe I have 8 of them that are creating a lot of videos that are attention grabbing, and they're learning from the analysts what works and what doesn't work so we can do more of what's working. And then you have the content miners. These are like 5 or 6 of them, especially with content quantities like we have. I want to have a lot of these people finding great content. Sometimes, let's say in a 12-minute video that my father made, I can find 3 to 4 clips that are 1 minute or less that have incredible value. And those ones go viral on social media and they do really well. So these 2,400 primary pieces of content becomes thousands and thousands of publications that we can do month after month. And this is how we win the social media game long term. We develop a lot of attention on social media. We capitalize on the opportunity of being able to reach the masses. Imagine if I would tell you that in the year 2001, before the era of Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all these platforms, I was able to actually get in front of 6 billion accounts for free. It would have been something that people would call me crazy and insane. If you go back to 1995 and I would have told you, listen, in the future, I'm gonna be able to get 2.4 billion views in 1 year without having to pay a penny. What do you think I would be told back then? It would have said that I was actually using some kind of drugs because it wasn't possible. In order for me to reach people, I had to pay to play. I wanted to reach billions of people. I had to pay television and pay them millions of dollars, if not billions. This is a part of the opportunity that we have today. How insane is it that I can reach 2.4 billion people in a single year without paying for a penny? This is the marketing magic that I talk about in my book. If you execute on it correctly, you will see yourself skyrocket. That's it for me on this particular episode of the Manuel Suarez Marketing. If you enjoyed this episode, leave me a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Ask me any questions. These questions are being fed back to me, and I'll ensure that I can get them answered at some point. All right? Thank you for tuning in. I will see you in the next one.